thirsty. Thirsty is feeling a strong desire to do something. Thirsty is feeling a strong desire to do something. And I define firm as the state of being known. You want everyone to know. You want everyone to talk about you. Firm, the state of being known or talked about by so many people. But then, how do you handle this thing? There are so many dangers that come as a result of being firm. You know, you just can't continue living life because everyone is doing something. You can't do something because everyone is doing it. You can't do something to fit in somebody's life. You can't do something to please someone. You can't do something to earn friendship. You can't do something to earn what you want to earn. Remember, on this program, I always say life is about choices. And the choice that you make today, it has an impact on your life. The choice that you make today, it has an impact on your career. The choice that you make today, it has an impact on your ministry. The choice that you make today, it has an impact on your career. The choice that you make today, it has an impact on your mental health. Hence, it is very, very important that we take into consideration the things that are not supposed to be done. You know, you want to be famous because you want to be the talk of the town. You want to be famous because you want everyone to be talking about you. But what kind of channel are you using to become that famous? Now, you want to be firm because you have seen people being talked about and you don't know how they became famous. You don't know how they became famous. You don't know what they did in the background. You don't know their past. And you just want to jump in and fit in their life just to please them. I want you to know that it doesn't work like that. You have to make the right choices. You have to make the right choices for you to make that impact that you want. Now, what are some of the dangers that will allow you? What are some of the dangers that you wanting firm will drag you to? You know, firm has got so many effects. And if you are a young person and you want to become famous by using wrong channels, I can assure you that the vision that you've drawn down on the table, it's not going to come to pass because you are following wrong procedures. Now, the dangers of being thirsty for power as a young person, you want everyone to know about you. You want to put on expensive clothes that you can't even afford to put on. Now, the dangers are that, number one, you know, you will have pressure to use alcohol, cigarette, or drugs. You have pressure to use alcohol, cigarette, or drugs. You know, you wanting to get firm, it will cause you to indulge yourself in activities like drinking. And we know that as a young person, this is not the time to drink. This is not the time for clubbing. This is not the time to smoke cigarette. This is the time to work on yourself. This is the time to work on your career. This is the time to work on your business. This is the time to sit down, have fresh ideas, and work on yourself. It is not enough to just sit. As a young person, you can't spend your time drinking. As a young person, you can't spend your time clubbing. It is not the time for that. This is the time to work on yourself. And how do you work on yourself? You work on yourself by focusing on what you want to achieve. Doing activities that are not right will not cause you to achieve your vision. Doing activities that are not right at this moment will not cause you to achieve what you want to achieve. Like I've said it earlier, because you have this, you have this thirsty, you want people to know about you. You have this thirsty, you want people to talk about you. You have this thirsty, you want to be the talk of the town. You endanger your life. You you push yourself to take alcohol, and you know that as a young person, the moment you begin to take alcohol, we all know that it goes into your body, and when it goes into your body, it damages your liver, and after it damages your liver, your lifespan is shortened. And you know that when your lifespan is shortened, the chances of you living long and leaving a legacy is limited. You can't be a young person drinking alcohol and expect to be great in future. I emphasize, this is not the time to drink alcohol. This is not the time to do bad things, because these things literally are not going to help. Now, the other effect of being thirsty for fame and power is that it results into you engage yourself into bad behavior. You are a young person, you are watching this, you are thirsty for power, and you indulge yourself into bad behavior. Every person has an integrity to uphold. Every person has dignity to uphold. But the moment you indulge yourself into bad behavior, bad attitude, because you want everyone to talk about you, hence you do not use the right channel for you to get what you want to get, you end up involving yourself in bad behavior. And because you involve yourself into bad behavior, nobody wants to accept you. A time will come when you want to apply for a job, and now it's not going to be a good thing. You apply for employment somewhere, and they check your profile, and after checking your profile, they discover that your behavior is bad. Nobody wants to to employ such a person. If you want to be employed as a young person and make an impact in this generation, you have to work on your behavior. Bad behavior will cause you to miss opportunities. Bad behavior will cause you not to reach your goals. Bad behavior will cause the people that want to help you refrain from helping you, because they do not like your behavior. As a young person, this is the time to work on your behavior. As a young person, this is the time to work on your attitude. You can't have a bad attitude and you just want fame because everyone is doing it, everyone is going to nightclubs, you also want to do the same. As a result, that is really dangerous, and it is not helping you in any way. Now, there are so many dangers that are really helping, that are not helping us to achieve what you want to achieve. And because you want this fame, you want everyone to talk about you, and you don't even have the resources to get the fame. You need to understand that under the sun, there is time for everything. There is a season for everything. There is a time that is predestined for everyone to do what they want to do. So this is the time for you to work on yourself as a young person. This is not the time for you to indulge yourself into bad activities because you want to get fame. By the way, do you know how those people got what they got? Do you know why those people have what they have? What did they do to achieve what they want to do? This time around, because everyone wants to be the trend on social media. Everyone wants to trend on social media. Hence, you do certain things, that are bringing shame. You do certain things that are bringing shame. They're bringing shame on the family. You're a young person. Your parents have put in a lot of cash for you to go to school. And instead of you coming back with positive results to appreciate their efforts that they've given you, you end up bringing shame because you are so thirsty for fame, and because you're so thirsty for fame, you end up doing wrong things. I want you to sit down, reflect on yourself, reflect on your career, reflect on what you want to do. Look at yourself and say, these things that I'm doing, are they really helping? If what you are doing is not helping, and it is not giving you peace of life, it is not giving you peace of mind, it is not giving you peace of the soul, then it is not worth it doing it. it is not worth doing it. I always state that, the dangers of wanting fame as a young person, they will even cause you to engage yourself into sexual activities. These are real stuff that most of us don't want to talk about it. But then these are real stuff that are really affecting the society today. Because as young people, we want this fame. We are so thirsty for this fame. We want everyone to talk about us, and we want cash that, that can help us buy the things that we want to buy. You end up indulging yourself into sexual activities. And because you indulge yourself into sexual activities, the end results are you become sick. If you become sick, then you are so unproductive. If you become sick, you are unproductive. You cannot work on your career. You cannot work on your studies. You can't do business. Not only business, you can't do all the things that you're supposed to do, because one, you are so thirsty for power. You are so thirsty. You want everyone to talk about you. You want everyone to talk about your interest. You want everyone to talk about what you are putting on, what you are putting on, what you are wearing, what you have. And because you do not have the resources to get what you need for you to become firm, you end up into bad activities like sexual activities. And I keep on mentioning to say, as a young person, the moment you indulge yourself into sexual activities, you've shortened your lifespan to your destiny. Sexual activities as a young person, these are activities that will affect you. They will affect your career. They will affect you physically. They will affect you emotionally. They will affect you mentally, intellectually. Your mental health is going to be disturbed. Your physical health is going to be disturbed. Your psychological, your subconscious, everything is going to be on a standstill because you've indulged into sexual activities. And these sexual activities that you've indulged yourself in, they've caused you to, do wrong things. You've indulged yourself into sexual activities as a young person, and now you feel sick. If you are not sick now, trust me, maybe, not even maybe, probably you're gonna be sick in future. And then now look at this. I want you to think of this practical thing. You're a young person. You work on yourself from primary education. You work on yourself. You work on yourself so hard. You push yourself so hard. You do not sleep. And then in the end, you discover that you cannot enjoy the benefits of your hard work. As a young person, it is very important activities. The fame that you want, a time is coming that you will get the fame that you want after you work hard, after you sweat for your career, you sweat for what you want to become. I always say success is a game that needs to be played intelligently, and only the people that abide to principles that I'm outlining right now have the privilege to get into what they want to get. Right now, as I speak, the economy of the world is bad. Our schools, most of the schools have been closed due to the pandemic. And as a young person, I encourage you to find something to do. Get to read every day. Get to watch what you want to watch. Use this time that you have to grow your career, to grow what you want to become, to grow yourself into that person that you want to become. And the other dangers of being thirsty for fame is that it causes you to have a bad image. Life is all about image. Life is all about image. If you want to be accepted in what you want to do, if you want to be accepted in, if you want to be accepted in everything that you do, you have the major role to play. And this major role that you have to play is the major of your image. Your image speaks volume. Your image speaks of the inner things that are in the inside of you. The image that you have, it speaks volume of where you want to be. The image that you have, it defines what comes into your life. Most of the people that have made it in life, they will tell you to say they had to work on their image. They had to work on their image. They had to put in 100% effort on their image, because they understood that the image is what builds you. The image that you have is what builds you. The image that you have is what speaks on your behalf. The image that you have is what speaks in your career. The image that you have is what speaks in what you want to become. You can't be a youth and you live life like you will never grow old. Definitely you can't do that. Being a youth, I always say, and I'll always say it on this program, Youth with a Vision, to say a youthful stage is a stage where you have the ability, you have the energy, you have this energy that can push you to where you want to go. And if you do not use this stage wisely, then I'm scared and I'm afraid for tomorrow. Because you say you want to drive in the next 5 years. What will cause you to drive in the next 5 years is not that you will just reach at a time and you begin to drive. No, you have to put in effort. There is so much effort that you need to put in, and the effort that you put in is what is going to help you or guarantee you to become great. And the other thing is, because there is so much of thirstiness, you want to, you just want to become big in a short space of time. It happens that, like I've mentioned, to say the effects is that, number one, it will drive you to have pressure to use alcohol, cigarette, drugs, pressure to engage in risk behaviors, and the greatest impact that we wanting to be famous before your time, and when you do not even have the resources, is that it will cause you to have, it will affect your schoolwork. Because as a youth, you're in school. It's either you are in school, or if you're not in school, I take it you're doing business. Now, what happens when you indulge yourself into the bad and negative activities because you want fame? Now, this is what happens. You want fame, and you've not reached at that stage because you've seen somebody out there making so much noise on social media, and you want to be that person. Now, here is what happens. Number one, it affects your school. It affects your school. You lose concentration. You lose focus. How are you going to focus when you're always busy following people around? How are you going to focus and make an impact if you want to do what others are doing? As a young person, as a youth, always have a backbone. This is what I always talk about. Always have a backbone. Always have a backbone. You can't just wake up and someone tells you, my dear friend, I want you to escort me somewhere. I want you to escort me somewhere. You have this work that you need to do. You have this work. Actually, not just work, but you have schoolwork. You are forced to move out. You are forced to say, because this is my friend, I don't want to hurt the person. I don't want to hurt my friend. You are forced to, you are forced to dwell in someone's program. The person that has come to pick you, or the person that has invited you to escort them to do something, remember that they have a schedule. They have time. They planned. During the night, they didn't sleep. They were planning on how they were going to make an impact. So what they did is, they sat down and they began to say, during this time from maybe 8 a.m., I'll visit this person so that I get a new idea. I'll visit this marketplace because I want to do some orders and I want to do all these things. And then now they, they think like, who is going to escort me to do these things? Then they think of you. They come to you and you get to escort them. What you have done is you've neglected your career. You've neglected your potential to do great. You've neglected, your potential to do great, and you are now blending in someone's career. The most painful thing that you can do as a young person is to blend in someone's vision. You blend in someone's vision and this person is doing it. This person is making it. But because you yourself, you do not have the passion for your life, you end up following this person. So this person is making an impact and you are making a negative impact. It's, it's a two-way thing. The person is making a positive impact and you are making a negative impact. Why are you making a negative impact? Because you do not have passion for your work, and because you do not have passion for your work, you tend to blend in people's programs, and as you tend to blend in people's programs, you have an effect on yourself. Like I've said, the thirstiness of wanting to be firm before your time, it affects your school. And when it affects your school, how you're not going to become great. How do you become great when most of your effort is not in school? How do you become great when you've neglected your career? How do you become great when you have neglected that which you're supposed to do? I always say, for you to be successful as a young person, you need to make sure that you let go of certain activities that will help you and that will not help you become what you want to become. I see Prophetess Mulinga watching. Thank you so much, Mom, for watching. You're such a great woman of God, and I've been following you. Thank you so much for being a wonderful blessing to the nation. I see Prophet Teddy. Prophet Teddy is a man of the Spirit. Prophet Teddy carries a mandate that changes the world, and every time I get to sit and listen to you, sir, I get to learn a lot of things. Thank you so much, Prophet Teddy, for joining in, and it is good morning, and good morning to you, sir. Now, how do you overcome the dangers of being thirsty? How do you overcome these things? How do you overcome? Maybe you do not know and you're just saying, I want to let go. Well, I have a message for you. In case you were a victim, or you are a victim of what I've talked about, you were at one time thirsty for firm as a young person, and you used wrong channels. You used wrong channels to get what you wanted to get. I want to assure you that it is not too late. There is still room. There is still chance. You can still get up. You can still fix yourself. You can still clean up the mess. It is not too late, because you're just a youth, and as you are a youth, you still have the chance and the possibility to become great. So now, before I sign out, I'm just going to talk about the how you can come out of these things that that are really affecting you. Now, number one, if you want to be famous, you have work to do. You have to work on yourself. Work hard and success will speak for you. You have to work hard and success will speak for you. You have to work not just hard, but you have to work extra hard so that success speaks for you. The only way you're going to get rid of the thirstiness of wanting to be talked about and you're going to do this minus you being a victim of the negative effects that I've talked about, is that number one, you have to, you have to work hard. And when you work hard, success is going to speak for you. You have to work hard, and by working hard, success is going to speak for you. So all you need to do is to sit down and, work on the plan, come up with a project, look at the area, the environment where you're coming from, try to check and see what is it that I can do, what is it that I can make, so that at the end of the day, I live a successful life. So like I've mentioned, work on yourself, work hard. And when you work hard, success is going to speak for you. Secondly, how do you overcome the thirstiness of wanting to be great, but you do not have resources? Avoid competition. Avoid competition at all costs. You are not living life for anybody. Stop competing. Stop competing. Stop competing with people. Compete with yourself. Compete in becoming a great person. You owe your success to nobody but yourself. The people you are competing with, you do not know where they come from. It is your life. It is not everyone's life. It is your life. And for you as a person to achieve what you want to achieve, you need to avoid competition. Avoid competition. Do what you can do, work hard, and avoid competition. Competition will cause you to divert from your major role or your major career. Competition will cause you to divert from that plan, that vision that you've put on the table. Because you've got so much competition on your mind, you want to compete, you want everyone to know that you can also do it. Life is not about competition. Life is about true self. Life is about your self-humility. Avoid competition. You want to make an impact in your life, avoid competition. Walk in your lane. Just walk in your lane. Walk in what you feel is that passion that you were born to do. Walk in your talent. Most of the things that have made people to be, to miss it in life, it is because there is so much competition. You stop walking in your lane, you start walking in the lane of somebody because you want them to know that you can also do that. Now, the moment you avoid competition is the moment you avoid, you avoid unproductivity. And what will happen is that when you stop walking in competition, you start walking in your dreams. And when you start walking in your dreams, you reach your goals. Forget competition. Do not be a competitor. If you want to compete, please let it be a competition of positivity. Let it be a competition where you want to reach goals. Why can't we compete in achieving something for the better of the nation? Why can't we compete in in being great? Why can't we compete in saying, okay, this person is starting up a business, our friend is starting up a business, let us push together, let us put the resources together, let us put everything together so that we make a better Zambia. We make a better Zambia, a better nation, and a better country for everyone. Avoid competition. Competition is going to steal your joy. Competition is going to kill your dream. Competition will kill your passion. Competition will kill what you are born to do. And lastly, as I sign out, I want you to know and understand that life is all about, willingness. Are you willing to put in what you need to put in for you to be great? Are you willing to put in your power? Are you willing to put in your 100% effort? Right about now, it's very cold. And are you willing to get up and work on yourself? Are you willing to get up and work on your career? Are you willing to let go of the bad friends? Are you willing to let go of the bad company? Are you willing to sacrifice for what you want to do? I can assure you that the moment you apply willingness to what you are doing, success is going to be, success is going to be at your doorstep, and you will not have to struggle. You will not have to, you will not have to complain. You will not have to do a lot of things. So all you need to do is to be willing. Be willing to work on yourself. Don't let anyone push you. It's your ministry, it's your career, it's your future, it's your plan. Be willing to work on yourself. Do not wait for someone to push you for what you need to push yourself. You know that you owe yourself a lot. You are born for greatness. You are born for power. You are born for mighty. Hence, be willing to sacrifice on what you want to be. Wow, my great viewers, it's been great chatting with you. I want you to join me again next week Saturday, as I bring another exciting topic. Remember, I've talked about, the dangers of being thirsty for power as a young person, and just to wind it up, I defined, the dangers. I said the danger of being thirsty for power as a young person, and I stated that danger is the possibility of suffering harm or injury. And I said thirsty is feeling a need or strong desire to do something. And I also said firm is the state of being known or being talked about by many people. And I've also outlined to say the dangers of being thirsty for power is that, it will cause you to have pressure to use alcohol, cigarette, and drugs, which is not good for your career. Thank you, Prophetess Mulingabowa. She just says, this is awesome. Thank you so much, Ma. And I've also stated on to say, it will cause you to have pressure to endanger and risk yourself into bad behaviors, and it will also cause you to act in a certain way, a way that is not appreciated, a way that is not allowed. It will cause you to act in a certain way that is not acceptable, and if you act in a way that is not acceptable, nobody is going to nobody's going to invest in your career, and nobody's going to invest in your life. And lastly, I've talked about how you can come out of this thing. You were there, you were a victim. How do you come out of this? And I've started to say, you need to work hard, and as you work hard, success will speak for you. And I've also stated that you avoid competition, because many people fail because they want to compete and want to become like any other person. And lastly, I've stated that you must have a backbone. You must have a backbone. Avoid doing something to please people. Have a backbone. Don't be in people's programs. Be in your own program. Don't be in people's programs. Be in your own program. Do not be in people's programs. If you want to make an impact, value your time, value your career, value what you want to achieve, and avoid being in people's programs. Wow, it's been a great privilege being here live. Do not miss any other program. Please keep watching Gracetv. Keep watching Gracetv. Join me again next week, Saturday, 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. Remember, I've been your host, Juliet Mwami. Do join me again next week, Saturday, on yet another exciting topic. For now, it's shalom. God bless. Take care. Remember to mask up and follow the health guidance for you to make an impact. I love you all. Please keep watching Gracetv. For now, it's a bye-bye.